Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic blocked. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program.
The Playmaker is here, and he's
got a Bulls cap on.
Bulls. What's up, Playmaker?
Zero. What's going on?
Anytime Playmaker begins with a head nod and we don't see a smile on his face, nor his glasses even, there's trouble. What's wrong, man?
I'm going to hear this take first because I heard some blasphemy before I got on here. Out of all the teams that we can choose to not make the playoffs, this man said the Baltimore Ravens.
I had a joke behind it. I know they'll make the playoffs, but I had a joke behind it.
I'm going to say, I need to hear this.
All right, listen. I had a joke behind it, okay? And to complete said joke, the reason the Ravens won't make the playoffs, and this is the joke I was getting after, yes, Lamar, it is you. It has always been you. Like I said, I had a joke in mind when I said that. I know what the Ravens are capable of, and I know what they're going to do. Now, I do have a Snowman's take in mind, and I want the Playmaker around when I deliver it. Here it is. Now, give me this goddamn camera.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Dylan Brooks, you a bitch.
Okay, we're done here.
You, man, I wish it was that simple.
They need to be that simple.
It's. I wish it were that simple. But listen, the Houston Rockets, 52 wins on the year, have no answer for a depleted, beat-up Golden State Warriors team who, as Victor said earlier in the show, held serve in the Bay like they needed to do because the biggest thing. Well, the first thing that they needed to do coming into this series after the play-in game was snatch one in Texas. They snatched one in Texas. Now they have a chance Wednesday night to snatch two in Texas and put the Rockets out of their misery, which means whenever the Warriors do close out this series, they will put Ime Udoka out to pasture, ... again. Ime Udoka has now had 2 shots at the Golden State Warriors. 2!
And missed both, or could miss both.
And he's potentially going to miss both of them. How can you sit Jalen Green?
That was just stupid.
In the 4th quarter.
Yeah, because
let me try that again. How can you sit Jalen Green for part of what we love to call the money period?
Yes.
That
the Warriors were getting killed on the boards.
Yep.
Not killed, killed. And you sit one of your best rebounders and you sit one of your best players for the final 5 minutes of the 4th quarter. You had a chance in that 2nd quarter. You came all the way back. You took a 7-point lead at halftime. Only to watch the Warriors blitz you 18-1 to begin the 3rd quarter, which had Victor texting me going, what the hell are the Warriors doing? And then 30 seconds later, he sends me the text of Warriors doing Warrior things. I didn't bother to respond because I had a pretty lady behind me watching this as well. Because Dr. K offered the best response. When she came in and said, why aren't you in bed yet? I said, I have a little unfinished business in San Francisco. She looked at the score and she says, it's 57-50 Rockets. What are they going to do? They meaning the Warriors. Then she went to get a snack, came back in, leaned over my shoulder, and saw the 18-1 blitz. And went, whacked. Ime Udoka is suffering with the Golden State Warriors what many coaches have suffered with the Chicago Bulls back in the 90s. There are no answers. Nada. Oh, by the way, Jimmy Butler is still injured. Oh, by the way, Draymond Green should have been kicked out of the game last night. But the referees, unlike 2016, got it right and assessed him a flagrant instead of a second technical. That's where the Warriors took advantage. They had their defensive stopper. Alperen Sengun was bullying Draymond Green all night, but on the 2 plays where Green needed to make a play, he made him. He forced Sengun into a difficult shot, and then Jimmy Butler flew in and grabbed the clinching rebound. Now, I got nothing but love for Fred VanVleet. Okay? Nothing but love for Fred VanVleet. But he was rushed, which is what the Warrior defense needed to do anyway. So to the Houston Rockets, it may be 5 games, it may be 6. It will not be 7. And to that I say unto you, nene, nene. Now get your bitch asses out of here. That's Snowman's take. What's yours? Jay Spivey's standing by, and the Playmaker has his head bowed again. Why?
Playmaker, what did you see in that game?
Sir?
Hit the button.
Oh no!
Oh,
I thought this was going to be
All
for
yours.
Miami, but go ahead.
All yours, Playmaker.
Can somebody explain to me how many points did Jalen Green had in game 1?
looking.
Oh boy. I thought this was coming during the Cleveland and Miami game.
I know we know the Playmaker by now.
Game 1, Jalen Green, 38.
That was game. Are you sure that was game 1 and not game 2?
No, yeah, you're right. Excuse me. Game 1, let's take a look. Jalen Green had 7 in game 1.
How many points he had in game 3?
Game 3, 9.
How many points he had last night?
8.
I hate to be the one to break up Snowman's take, but did you hear those numbers, Snowman?
I did.
And you want to know why Ime Udoka decided not to play his franchise player in the 4th quarter? You said Jalen Green had what, 9 points last night?
8.
8.
8. How many shots he took?
Too many.
That's usually my answer, but
You
As
said
I'm
too
looking
many.
up,
Not
as I'm
enough.
as I'm looking up these stats right now, he was 3 of 8 from the field.
8 points on 8 shots. You have the same amount of points as shots as you took.
mm-hmm.
How many minutes we played?
He played 25.
25.
25.
You know what that tells me? Ime looked at his franchise player and said, he don't got it this series. And I don't know why.
Very true. Touche.
What the hell is going on here?
Please repeat that question.
You give me 38 in game. I gave you a pass in game 1 because it's the first time ever you step foot in the atmosphere of the playoffs, and you're going against Steph Curry, you're going against Jimmy Butler, you're going against Draymond Green, so you gotta learn.
Yep. And that's exactly what you said. That's exactly what you said on this program, that Jalen Green has to learn.
You came out in game 2 and dropped 38. And then you go back to what? 9-8. You couldn't even put up 15 points in game 3 or game 4.
Mm-mm.
I don't care. Dylan Brooks is gonna be Dylan Brooks. Draymond Green gonna be Draymond Green. It is what it is.
True.
But Jalen Green, 8 points, 3 for 8 shooting
In game 4.
in a more important game 4.
Mm-hmm.
When you only lost by a 3-pointer.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
For the number 2 seed in the West, the one guy that's supposed to have been showing up,
It's not.
It's not.
it's not showing up. Now I'm pretty sure whenever I have Cole Johnson back on the shooting lights out, he's going to talk about Jalen Green.
I hope he does.
I know the man very. I'm starting to figure out. I know this man very well. He's going to look at Jalen Green.
When you have him on, can I join you?
This doesn't make any sense.
None.
Cole is going to roast that poor man.
Cole is going to roast him, fry him, fricassee him.
Because that don't make any sense. You're the franchise player.
And you
Supposedly.
And your high has been 38. And then your lows are consisted of 7, 8,
and
9.
9. He's counting up at least.
The precipitous drop from game 2 is astounding.
Agreed.
That's true.
And then which shifts me to the other game.
Oh God.
Astounding.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
We watched Memphis get their ass whooped on Easter Sunday to kick off the playoffs, by the way.
What was the question you posed, Playmaker? Why do teams love getting their ass kicked on holidays?
Good question.
This wasn't a holiday.
This wasn't a holiday.
But if you're Cleveland, it's a holiday called We Got Out of the First Round.
Matter of fact, when Memphis got their ass whooped, they was in OKC, so they was actually on the road.
Absolutely.
This ass whooping was in Miami.
Here's the thing that got me on that. Because I was watching Chisel Adonis. While he was doing his Raw review.
Yes.
And he gets updates about the game.
Mm-hmm.
First thing he said, what was it? What was the score? 82. Go ahead.
I can do this. When me and Koo got done with Monarchs of Wrestling,
yes, sir.
I turned to the TV and I literally saw the score of 46-17, 8 minutes into the second quarter. I'm like,
what?
Oh, this is done.
Wait. I have the perfect button. When you saw the score of what, sir?
I said, what the hell is this?
Wait. What was the score you saw?
It was 46-17.
Which prompted Playmaker to ask the following question.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Man, let's get it right. That game was this. Let's be real.
By the half,
that's Austin's music.
By the half, it was 82-38. I'm sitting here like, what? Did man decide we're not showing up today? Did they pull Chicago Bulls?
82
to 38
to 33.
Did they try to pull Chicago Bulls?
And you
not show up?
Well, you know what it made it so bad, because out of all the TV stations to cover it had to be TNT.
It had to be TNT. And it had to be Spiro Ditas on the call.
Kenny, the Jetsmith sat here and said the only time the Miami Heat showed they wanted to play was in the last minute of the game when they went on a 5-0 run.
Yep. And he's right.
If you take away that 5-0 run, they would have got their ass whooped by 60.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been a record in the NBA.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen some beat downs, but damn.
He said, "Take away that 5-0."
They waited for the last parts of the game to go on a 5-0 run, so they didn't get beat by 60. That's the only time y'all wanted to show up.
Man, they ran into the Brock Lesnar of the NBA.
They really did.
And they got a Stone Cold Stunner, a Rock Bottom, a Last Ride, and an F5.
No, you know what? Since I know Victor when we talk some wrestling, we're gonna talk some wrestling later on. I'm gonna tie some wrestling into it. You know what happened to the Miami Heat? The same thing that happened to Sami Zayn on Monday Night Raw.
Oh my God!
Oh!
Super spear after super spear after super spear. Yeah. Yeah.
Sammy, take the deal. No, you want to be a hard ass, and then you got your ass whooped.
You want to be a loyalist to Jey Uso.
Yeah, then he ends up getting speared at 23 miles an hour. Yeah.
Ain't no one stop it either. Ain't no one sitting like, I'll still do it. Jay was already out. Where did Jimmy go? I have no idea where Jimmy went.
Jimmy's a SmackDown superstar.
Shoot, SmackDown superstars go on Raw all the time.
No, they stopping that out. Once WrestleMania is over with, that's done.
John Cena was just on Raw. What was it, last week?
But he's the WWE champion now. So
also they back to making that a Universal again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, no.
Well, you've been paying attention.
We'll talk about that later.
But anyway,
but at least Memphis,
right? At least
put up a fight.
They had a spine.
They put up a fight. They just lost by a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
At home, they put up a fight. We're talking about the Miami Heat. Heat coaching. What the hell was Heat coaching last night?
I have no clue.
Fizzled out.
Not present.
No clue whatsoever.
In the club with J-Lo, probably.
And you know it's a slap to the face of the Heat fans. Jimmy Butler is about to advance to the Western Conference semifinals.
That's what I texted earlier. I said the biggest mistake that Miami made, giving away Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
And they did give him away. They gave him away.
Pat Riley, Stephen A. said it this morning. My brother said it to me last night. And I'm pretty sure if Snowman was to pull the Heat fans that he knows, they'll probably agree to. It's time for Pat Riley to step away.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Ben time. What are we talking about?
Pat Riley should have been gone.
Well, you can't say it because they did go to 2 finals in the last, 4 or 5 years. So.
Mm.
But what this season did, it shows that Pat Riley, you can't do it old school no more, Pat. Doesn't work. You did it to LeBron. You did it to D Wade. You did it to Shaq. Now you did it to Jimmy.
Yep.
And this one right here,
it's
the biggest slap because you see what happened last night. Heat fans had to watch one of the biggest ass whoopings in Miami franchise history.
My God.
When you think of Miami, you don't think of ass whoopings.
No.
You think of them dishing them out, not taking them.
You when you think of Miami, you think about Miami. If you survive the Miami Heat, you see legally like, hey man, I just went through a hell of a fight.
Last night, however,
I mean, you would think, like if that was an Alonzo Mourning led team, that wouldn't happen.
Mm-mm.
Hell, that was a D Wade led team, that wouldn't happen. How do you fall this far?
I'll tell you how.
Have a
lowered expectation.
It could be. That's why I want to play my Playmaker. What did you see in that game? Because it seems like for some reason Miami just said, we're not going any further. We're just going to give up now.
What Miami said last night was,
hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Oh, they pulled a Bugs Bunny.
"Get me out of here!"
Yeah. I just don't understand how you fall that hard on your ass.
Pat Riley, might be time for you to go. Maybe Eric Spoelstra should take your position. They hire a new coach. I have no problem with Spoelstra. Spoelstra is dealing with the hand he's dealt. And for the most part, he made good on the hand he has dealt.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't make the basketball decision that comes from Pat Riley. Pat Riley, this is on you, sir. I don't care how you claim it. This is on you. Y'all got some decisions to make because this won't stand with the Mickey Arison's group in Miami because they don't get ass whoopers like this.
No.
And you know changes coming because Ben already said it after the game. There's going to be a lot of changes coming. Mm-hmm. Where the changes is the question. And then back to Houston.
It's the double hot seat.
Didn't want y'all to learn it this way, but unfortunately, you played yourself into this position. Now you have to learn the hard way. You must play consistent basketball in the NBA playoffs.
Yes, sir.
There's going to be ebbs and flow through a series. But if you can play consistent basketball, you don't got to get the same numbers every game. You don't believe me? Let's take a trip to Minneapolis. You know who the face of the league going to be after a while?
Anthony Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact he said he don't want to be, but you know why he want to be the face of the league? Because 1 year ago, he looked at his mentor carry the ring. He said, "I'm kicking your ass, mentor or not. I'm kicking your ass," and he proceeded to do so. And then this year, 1 year later, he sees LeBron just look down and said, "I'm kicking y'all ass," and proceeds to do so.
Yes, sir.
You want to know how you become a face of the league? Because when fans can see you go at other stars and say, "I'm taking over. I don't care who you are."
When they call their shot.
Anthony Edwards was literally in a tussle with LeBron James.
And did not care.
Did not back down. And then proceeded to go for 43 points. Maybe Jalen Green, go watch Anthony Edwards. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two.
Maybe. Ugh.
That's amazing.
To close this out, Milwaukee, are you going to show some fight?
No.
Detroit, are you going to show some fight?
They have no
Detroit
fight.
got screwed. Detroit got
screwed.
They
got screwed, but are they going to show some fight?
No.
Nope.
Not in Madison Square Garden.
Not unless they do what Philadelphia did last year.
And that third team, I don't even want to talk about them.
That third
we already know they're gonna get their ass bounced. They're gonna be on the golf course with Miami soon anyway.
You shut up.
Damn, bruh.
You shut up. The only reason why you in the position because we gave you 2 of them damn games.
You shouldn't have done that.
Oh, man.
That's your own damn mistake, not mine. We just capitalized on it, bruh.
And that's not exactly what I said yesterday. When you play the champs, you don't make mistakes.
That's true.
And that third team. That third team, man. Granted, we don't have Jalen Suggs, we don't have Mo Wagner, but we still could have won. We still could have stole game 2 in Boston.
Should have stolen all 3.
We could have stole game 2 in Boston. And we should have won game 4. But you know what? This is what happens. when you get to the fourth quarter and you don't take the correct shots, you turn the ball over and you commit stupid fouls.
This is also what happens when you piss Boston off in the fourth quarter.
You know, the funny thing is with you saying that it's not really one game this series when y'all have whooped our ass.
No, but Orlando's pissed us off enough to end up screwing themselves in the foot. We just take advantage of them.
And that's the more Horford part. It's like I can sit here and say we literally gave Boston 2 of these damn games. God damn it.
Yeah.
It's you sit here and be like, we getting there, but damn, why we still got to keep learning lessons.
School of Hard Knocks is up in Boston, man. People got to learn.
See, it's one of the things why I'm actually kind of glad I don't have like a true die-hard fan base because my team's already out. Bulls have been out for a bit, so I'm like, hey.
So as we get ready to hit the top of the hour, Orlando, you're not winning in Boston tonight.
Nope.
No.
Just don't get your ass whipped like the Miami Heat did. That's all.
Just do it worse.
All right, let's go to the top of the hour.